History is shaped by moments of decision, those pivotal choices that change the course of nations. One of the most significant decisions in history happened in 49 BC, when Julius Caesar, the Roman general, crossed the Rubicon River. This single act ignited a civil war that would lead to the fall of the Roman Republic and the rise of the Roman Empire. But what if Caesar never crossed that line? Imagine for a moment a world where Julius Caesar stayed on the other side of the Rubicon. What would have happened to Rome, to the Republic, and to the fate of an empire that shaped Western civilization for centuries? Without Caesar's decision to march his legions toward Rome, the Senate would have remained in control. The traditional power of Rome would have been preserved, with the Senate continuing to govern, albeit weakened by corruption and infighting. The rise of populist leaders would have been delayed, but the Republic's decay might have been inevitable. Pompey, Caesar's once rival and ally, might have stayed in power longer. Without Caesar's challenge, Pompey could have solidified his dominance over the Roman political landscape, possibly even becoming the sole leader of Rome, though in time, his rule would have faced challenges from other rising figures like Crassus, whose ambition might have pushed the Republic to the brink of collapse. In this alternate timeline, the Roman Empire may have been delayed, perhaps never fully transforming into the autocratic system we know. The Republic could have endured longer, but it would have faced constant internal struggles, with power remaining in the hands of elite families, unable to truly unify the vast territories under their control. Instead of a single Caesar, Rome might have fallen into the chaos of endless civil wars between competing generals. What about Cleopatra? The famous romance between Caesar and the Queen of Egypt changed the future of both Rome and Egypt. Without Caesar's intervention, Egypt would have remained independent, possibly with a stronger and more resilient Ptolemaic dynasty, never falling into the influence of Rome. Cleopatra's legacy could have been one of continued Egyptian glory, free from Roman control. Caesar's reforms shaped the world as we know it. His military campaigns expanded the empire, and his political reforms, including the Julian calendar, had lasting global effects. Without his influence, would Rome have become as technologically advanced? Would roads, infrastructure, and innovations in law spread as rapidly throughout the empire? Or would the Republic have stagnated, lost in the political gridlock of Senate debates and endless rivalries? Without Caesar's crossing of the Rubicon, it's likely the Republic would have experienced a slow and painful death. The struggles between the aristocracy and the plebeians, the Senate and the military, would have only intensified. The Republic might have been overthrown not by one man, but by a series of ambitious military leaders, leading to an even more chaotic fragmentation. Rome could have fallen apart from within before even reaching the height of its imperial glory. However, some argue that Caesar's rise was inevitable. The forces of change were already in motion. Rome, like every great civilization, faced growing tensions between its idealized republic and the practicalities of empire. Even if Caesar hadn't crossed the Rubicon, another figure, perhaps a man of similar ambition and vision, would have eventually risen to the challenge, forever altering the course of Roman history. So what if Julius Caesar never crossed the Rubicon? Would Rome have survived as a republic, or would it have eventually become an empire just a few decades later? The story of Caesar is a story of ambition, of fate, and of power, the kind of power that shapes the world. And though history might have taken a different path, Caesar's impact on the Roman Empire is undeniable. His legacy, whether by his own hand or by someone else's, would have forever changed the course of history. History is full of what-ifs. What's your take on Caesar's monumental decision? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries of the past.